Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to follow a touching and surprising story between Toan and Diem. While Diem is busy working at the market, Toan quietly prepares a special surprise just for her. He decorates the entire house with warm yellow LED lights, creating a cozy and romantic atmosphere. When Diem comes home and sees the glowing lights, she's completely surprised and deeply moved. This is one of those moments where love shows itself through the smallest, most thoughtful details in everyday life. Will this surprise bring new changes to their relationship? Will their love continue to grow stronger, just like the warm lights filling the space? Watch the video to find out and follow the next part of their story. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you won't miss any of our upcoming stories. Early in the morning, as the first rays of sunlight slip through the window, Diem finishes getting everything ready. She gently slips on her shoes and glances at the mirror in the corner of the room. Today, she's heading out to harvest vegetables, a familiar routine she does every day. But this morning, something feels a little different. Maybe it's the calm of the early morning, or maybe it's a strange feeling she can't quite explain. Toan stands quietly by the doorway watching her. He doesn't say much, just a soft smile as his eyes follow her every move. Even though his heart is busy with the small plan he's already made, he chooses to stay silent. He doesn't want Diem to know anything yet. He simply says one thing to her: be careful out there, okay? Don't forget to take care of yourself. Diem turns back to him, her eyes gentle and full of concern. Don't worry, she says. I'll work fast and be home early with you. She turns to leave, but just before stepping out, she pauses for a moment and looks back at him again, a hint of worry in her eyes. Don't work too hard, all right? Make sure you get some rest. Toan smiles and gives a small nod. He doesn't say anything else, but deep down he knows he's preparing something special. As Diem walks away, he doesn't follow her. He stays behind in the quiet house, watching her figure slowly disappear beyond the gate. That's when his little plan truly begins. He turns back into the room, takes a light breath, slips into his sandals, and heads outside. Not to work, but to do something Diem would never expect. He decides to decorate the house to give her a completely new feeling when she comes home. He'll buy bright LED lights, small decorations, anything that can turn their place into a warm and cozy space. He wants her to walk in, see the house glowing, and be unable to hide her surprised smile. With excitement building in his heart, Toan leaves the house determined to create a sweet surprise for Diem. He knows that when she returns, her heart will be warmed by the care, by the love he's quietly pouring into every light, every corner of their home. Toan steps into the LED light shop with confident strides, his heart filled with excitement. The store is brightly lit, rows of colorful LED lights glowing all around, creating a warm evening-like atmosphere. He walks up to the counter, his eyes settling on the soft golden string lights. In that moment, it feels like he's found exactly what he needs for the surprise he's planning for Diem. A young shop assistant approaches him with a friendly smile. Hi there, how can I help you today? She asks, her gentle tone immediately putting him at ease. Toan doesn't hesitate. His eyes light up as he explains his idea. I'm looking to buy some warm yellow LED lights to decorate my house and make it feel cozy. Could you help me choose the right ones? The staff member nods and quickly leads him to a shelf filled with warm yellow LED lights, sparkling like little stars. She picks up a lightweight string of warm LEDs, glowing softly but full of life, perfect for the atmosphere he wants to create. These are warm-tone LED lights, she explains. The light is gentle, not too bright, and great for home decoration. Toan nods, clearly pleased. Thank you. I'll take these. The shop assistant quickly packs the lights, and Toan pays without hesitation. As he does, he can already picture Diem coming home, surprised by the new glowing space he's prepared just for her. Stepping out of the store, he smiles to himself, his eyes shining with happiness as he thinks about the special moment that's about to happen. Toan gets back home with the warm yellow LED lights in his hand, excitement filling his chest. He doesn't want to waste a single minute. Setting the bag down, he quickly takes the lights out, carefully hooking each bulb onto the string. His eyes brighten with the simple joy of someone preparing a surprise gift. The warm yellow lights, like tiny stars, are about to light up the space they call home. The house is quiet now. The only sound is Toan's footsteps, steady and soft, almost matching his heartbeat. He moves along the walls, gently wrapping the lights around each corner, letting the glow flow naturally through the room. Every time his hands touch the lights, a small wave of happiness rises inside him, as if he's turning something familiar into something magical. He doesn't forget the window, the place where the light will be seen first, when Diem comes home. The warm glow shines through the glass, creating a soft reflection inside. When he steps back to look, the entire space feels different, warmer, calmer, and more inviting, like a quiet gift made just for her. Time seems to slow down. There's only Toan's quiet breathing in a room now filled with warmth and care. He stands there looking at what he's created, his heart feeling just as warm as the lights themselves. Soon, Diem will return, and he knows she'll feel the love hidden in every soft glow. When the sound of Diem's motorbike is heard outside, Toan stands still, barely daring to breathe as he waits for this moment. The door opens, and Diem steps inside, grocery bags still in her hands. As soon as she looks up, the warm yellow glow of the LED lights fills her vision, turning the house into a space full of warmth and romance. She freezes at the doorway, eyes wide, unable to believe what she's seeing. Each light looks like a tiny star shining into every corner of the house, making the space feel more cozy and intimate than ever. The soft yellow glow spreads across the walls, drifts over the table and chairs, and makes everything around her feel alive with warmth and love. Overwhelmed, her eyes blur with emotion. Without waiting another second, Diem rushes forward and wraps her arms around Toan, resting her head against his shoulder. "You really did all this for me," she says softly, her voice trembling. Toan gently strokes her hair and smiles, his heart full as he sees the joy on her face. The room feels wrapped in warmth, as if time has slowed down just for them. The yellow LED lights are shining, but it's the light in Diem's eyes that truly brightens the entire house. In that moment, she feels the love and care Toan has poured into every detail, and that becomes the most meaningful gift she could ever receive. Toan looks at her, his eyes holding a quiet, simple happiness. "I just wanted you to feel happy," he whispers. She lifts her head slightly, meets his gaze, and smiles. "You did," she says softly, still holding him close. They stand there together under the warm yellow lights, needing no more words. The love in the air is enough. The night has fully settled in by the time they step outside. The sky above them is deep and quiet, a dark blue stretching endlessly dotted with a few faint stars. The air is cool, carrying the soft smell of soil and grass from the fields nearby. Around the house, the warm yellow LED lights glow gently, wrapping the wooden walls, the porch, and the window frames in a calm, steady light. Diem pauses just outside the door. She takes a slow look around, as if she wants to make sure this moment is real. The house doesn't look big or fancy, but under the soft glow of the lights, it feels different, warmer, safer, alive. The lights trace the shape of the roof, run along the edges of the porch, and gently frame the doorway they just walked through. Everything feels familiar, yet completely new. She exhales softly. "It looks beautiful," she says, her voice quiet but full. Toan stands beside her, hands slightly tense at his sides. He watches her face closely, reading every small reaction. Her eyes reflect the lights shining softly, and the sight alone makes his chest feel tight. "I wasn't sure if you'd like it," he admits. "I just wanted it to feel warm when you came home." Diem turns to him. She doesn't answer right away. Instead, she steps forward onto the porch, then slowly walks down the small steps into the yard. The lights follow her movement, casting long, soft shadows on the ground. She spins around once, almost like a child seeing something magical for the first time. "This doesn't just feel warm," she says. "It feels like home." That word lands quietly between them. Home. Toan swallows. He walks down the steps and joins her, standing a short distance away. For a moment, neither of them speaks. The lights hum faintly above them, steady and calm, like they're breathing along with the night. "You didn't have to do all this," Diem says finally. "You've already been working so hard." Toan shakes his head. "I wanted to," he replies. "I know life hasn't been easy. I know we don't always get to stop and enjoy moments like this. So, when I saw you leave this morning, I just thought maybe I could give us something small. Something good." She looks at him, then really looks at him. The tired lines on his face. The quiet sincerity in his eyes. The way he always speaks, like he's afraid of asking for too much. Her throat tightens. "You always think about me," she says softly, "even when you don't say it." Toan lets out a small, nervous laugh. "I'm not very good with words." "You don't need to be," she replies. "I can see it." She reaches for his hand. Her fingers are slightly cold from the night air, but when they touch, both of them feel warmer instantly. They stand there hand in hand, facing the house glowing behind them, like a quiet promise. The yard is silent, except for the distant sound of insects and the faint rustling of leaves. Somewhere far away, a dog barks once, then everything returns to stillness. Diem steps closer to him. "Do you remember when we first talked about this place?" she asks. "When it was just an empty space, and we weren't sure what we were doing." Toan nods. "I remember being scared," he says, honestly. "Scared that I wouldn't be enough. That I wouldn't be able to give you what you deserve." She tightens her grip on his hand. "I wasn't thinking about what I deserved," she says. "I was thinking about who I wanted to build something with." He looks at her, surprised. She smiles gently. "This house," she continues, glancing back at the glowing lights. "It's not special because of the lights. It's special because it's ours." Toan feels something loosen in his chest. They walk slowly across the yard, stopping at the edge, where the light fades into darkness. From there, the house looks like a warm island in the night, small, steady, and welcoming. Diem leans her head against his shoulder. "I didn't realize how tired I was," she murmurs, "until I came home and saw this." He lifts his arm and rests it around her shoulders. Then stay here for a while, he says. Just like this, they stand quietly, letting the moment stretch. Time doesn't rush them. The lights don't flicker. Everything feels steady, like they finally have a pause from all the worries that usually follow them. After a while, Diem speaks again. You know, she says, when I was working at the market today, I kept thinking about small things, about cooking dinner tonight, about whether you had eaten, about coming home. She tilts her head up to look at him. I didn't expect to come home to this. Toan smiles a little shy. I kept checking my phone, he admits, wondering when you'd be back. Worried I wouldn't finish in time? She laughs softly. That sounds like you. They share a quiet smile, the kind that doesn't need explaining, the kind that only comes from knowing someone deeply. Diem looks around once more, taking in the lights, the house, the night sky. I don't need big surprises, she says. I don't need expensive things. She turns fully toward him now. But moments like this, moments where I can feel that I'm not alone, those matter. Toan nods slowly. I'll remember that. She steps closer, closing the small space between them. The lights cast a warm glow over their faces, softening every edge, making the world feel smaller and safer. Thank you, she whispers. He doesn't answer with words. Instead, he pulls her into a gentle embrace. Not rushed, not dramatic, just real. She rests her head against his chest, listening to his heartbeat. It's calm now, steady, no longer racing like it was earlier in the evening. They stand there like that for a long time. Two people, one quiet yard, one small house glowing softly behind them. And for the first time in a long while, neither of them feels like they're chasing the future or running from the past. They're simply here, together, under the warm yellow lights with nothing else they need to prove. The night grows quieter as they remain standing outside the house, wrapped in the soft glow of the yellow LED lights. The warmth doesn't just come from the lights themselves, but from the calm that settles between them, a rare kind of peace that feels earned, not given. Diem slowly pulls back from the embrace, but she doesn't let go of Toan's hand. She looks up at the house one more time, her eyes moving gently across the glowing walls, the porch, the window where the light spills out into the dark. This is something I'll remember, she says softly. Not because it's beautiful, but because of how it makes me feel. Toan nods. He doesn't try to add more words. He knows this moment doesn't need them. They walk back toward the porch together. The wooden steps creak quietly under their feet. When they reach the door, Diem pauses again, turning to face him. Promise me something, she says. What is it, Toan asks. That no matter how busy life gets, we don't forget moments like this, she replies. Moments where we stop, where we choose each other. He meets her eyes, serious now. I promise, he says. I won't forget. She smiles, the kind of smile that comes from trust, not excitement. They step inside, leaving the door slightly open behind them. The warm light continues to glow outside, lighting the yard, the quiet road, the darkness beyond, as if the house itself is breathing alive with the love it holds. Inside, everything feels calm. No rushing, no worries, no noise. Just two people sharing a quiet ending to a long day. Diem sets her bag down and leans against the wall, letting out a long, tired breath. Toan watches her and realizes something simple but important. Happiness doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it comes quietly after a long day in a familiar place that suddenly feels new again. Outside, the lights keep shining. They don't flash. They don't demand attention. they simply stay on. Just like the love between them steady, patient, and real. As the night deepens, the house remains a small island of warmth in the darkness. And inside it, Toan and Diem move forward together, not chasing big dreams, not asking for more than they need, just holding on to what they've built one moment at a time. And for tonight, that is enough.